Happy Tuesday, historians. Today we're going to look at globalization and personal finance and briefly explain how the two are connected. When we think about globalization, it has existed for thousands of years, and it really just word we need to really focus on when we think of globalization is the word interconnected. Our world, more so than ever before, is super intertwined and super interconnected in the way we travel, the way our culture spreads, the way our technology is used. We're all very closely connected. There have been many examples of globalization throughout history. Some of them we have spoken about in class, including the Silk Road, right? And that movement of goods and services throughout Asia and into Europe. The age of exploration and bringing new goods, as we saw in our exercise earlier in the year with the Columbian Exchange, bringing new goods to the New World and vice versa. And then lastly, the Industrial Revolution and the use of new technologies to spread new goods throughout the world. When we think about globalization, it has many good things and it has many bad things associated with different aspects. When it comes to culture, some of the positives are that we learn from one another and we also become more tolerant because we are more familiar with one another. We also understand each other's situations a little better. Some negatives, however, is blandness and having the same products. Everywhere you go, you can find a McDonald's, you can find a Coca-Cola. It leads to a lack of culture and a lack of diversity. People lose their connection to their roots and their original culture. Technology, some positives. There's improvements in health. We get things like vaccines and new machines and new techniques. We have new ways to teach, new education, and economy, right? Economy grows because we have more people to sell products to because of globalization. Some negatives, there's a widened gap between the rich and poor. Those that make it big due to globalization make it really big. Those that continue to work in factories and have to make shoes for cents on the hour, they tend to stay poor for a long time. Some health and environmental impacts. We have things like climate change with the Industrial Revolution. We have issues that come about because of globalization, pollution, diseases. One example of that would be the coronavirus, right? Without globalization, without planes, without transportation and mass transportation, we would not see the spread of the coronavirus like we do. The importance of personal finance in a globalized world. So, personal finance is super important in a globalized world because it increases your ability to obtain wealth if you manage your money properly. It also helps you to avoid debt and dependency on others, which is always a good thing, and allows you freedom to do what you want. There's a process to becoming a good financial planner. You need to determine your current financial situation, take a look and see where you are, develop goals. They need to be good goals, measurable goals, identify alternatives, evaluate things, create a plan, and review and work with it as you go. Your goals when you're creating a financial plan should be SMART. This connects to leader and me. They need to be specific. Know exactly what your goals are. Make sure you know exactly how much money you want to make, or know what you want to buy before you jump into it. Measurable, all right? You need to know what dollar amount you're trying to get to or what specific product that you want to end up with at the end. They need to be action oriented. Identify the activities you're going to do to get that. What job are you going to go get that's going to get you the money that you want to get the product that you want? They need to be realistic, right? If you're making $5 an hour, thinking that you're going to buy a house in 6 months is probably not a super realistic idea. So make sure that you're thinking about your income, thinking about what's possible with that income. And it also needs to be time based. You need to set a timetable, all right? Set some sort of plan that's measurable. And this all relates back to budgeting. Budgeting is super important. Use a well-conceived spending plan that helps you stay within your income. Don't overspend, don't live above your means. You're gonna end up in debt. Have a backup plan, savings, right? If something goes wrong, you need to have that backup plan in order to support you as you continue to move towards your goal. And then inform yourself. Make sure to compare products and services. It's okay to take some time to research and to make sure that everything that you want is what you want, right? Compare products, compare services. Don't just rush in thinking that, oh, I want this. I'm going to spend all my time trying to get it. I hope you learned a little bit about personal finance and globalization and how the two are intertwined. If you have any questions, please email